March 6, 2012, Dan Hurtado chose to end the life of a young father, shooting him in the head with an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle, blowing his brains out after he surrendered, according to witnesses, then left for display for the whole neighborhood to watch as if sending a message to the community. Then later, officers arresting all my brother's witnesses that claim Martin's last plea was dispenser, you got me. Why is it that the neighborhood continues to get harassed, arresting some more of them right before we celebrate his 1 year tomorrow? Honestly, I fear for the community and eye safety that there will be police officers harassing and intimidating the community residents who will be grieving. I ask you to please let them know that we are going to celebrate this peacefully, honoring the legacy that Martin left us. This is going to be a day where the whole community of Ponderosa will unite for the one person that always made them laugh, smile, and feel comfortable around with, the one person that always brought the kids to play football, the one person that helped the elders carry groceries up the stairs or helped push the cars at 1 o'clock in the morning. I say proud murderer because he is a coward. He killed my big brother and never apologized to my brother's 3-year-old son for killing his daddy. Dan Hurtado should be locked up for good. Murder is murder.
There is a sorry and sad and scary way to die, was buried in the police department. For 6 years, she suffered from a broken heart. Every day she fears my safety and my kids' safety from being out on the street. I just want you to know that my mom died with a broken heart, that my brother did not deserve to be shot 9 times with 18 holes in his body.
My family, we support peaceful protests, as do the families of Manuel Diaz, Joel Acevedo, Martin Hernandez, Joe Whitehouse, and Cesar Cruz, and Roscoe Cambridge, all victims of your police department. These families are grieving, and rightfully so. We do not encourage violence. We encourage peaceful protests. And I would like to know who made Anaheim Police Department judge, jury, and executioner to execute these people, these men in the streets of Anaheim, with other citizens looking on. What happened to due process? I think your police chief needs to retrain your officers on what due process means. And recently I saw the article in the OC Weekly about the tone setters of Anaheim, trying to dispel some riots that might break out once the DA report comes out. Well, we know the DA justifies just about every shooting. It's really unheard of that he's prosecuting the 3 officers in Fullerton for killing Kelly Thomas. But that's only because the public videotaped it. So, my family and my friends are educating the public to get out their cameras, get out their cell phones, and film the police anytime you see them, no matter what they're doing. Because that's the only way we're going to get any change around here. And if you don't want an uprising from the people of Anaheim, I would suggest that you fire your killer cops that are still on the streets, armed and dangerous.
My son Joel Acevedo was executed on July 22nd, 2012. I wasn't going to speak tonight, but this gentleman here talked about being pulled over. I was pulled over Saturday night, and I try to keep, a good sense of humor with my kids, and my 12-year-old says he's been saying a lot of fat mama jokes lately because I've gained weight recently. So I'll tell you a joke that's not so funny. How many Anaheim police officers does it take to stop one fat lady and her 2 kids? 4. Officer Chris Petropoulos and 3 backups. Okay, yeah, he waited until I got into a dark part of my neighborhood. And yes, my tags were a few days expired at the end of February, which I well expected to get a fix-it ticket, and I have taken care of that. Well,
He pulled me over, he calls for backup. Why does it take 3 patrol cars and 4 officers to give me a ticket for expired tags on a dark street, with 1 officer standing on the passenger side next to my 16-year-old daughter with his hand on his gun? I guess they thought there was gonna be nobody around, but people came out and were filming, and my daughter had her iPod, and we asked him to please take his hand off his gun because it was scaring us. Well, Chris Petropoulos said he feared for his safety. So I did call Captain Casada. I left him 2 messages. He hasn't called me back. I'm not even going to bother calling him back again. I'm tired of filing complaints and getting letters saying that all policies are being followed. I mean, I don't know what kind of policies it is trying to scare me. And yes, I do have film of the police written on the back of my car, and it's going to stay there. Right. I think everyone should film the police.
Right. That's right. Film everything.
So, yeah, it's pretty scary to get pulled over in your own neighborhood, especially being me, I guess. So I don't know if they were real police officers that pulled them over or not, but these were real. And Chris Petropoulos, about a week and a half ago, he was down in the neighborhood and I was there, and he screamed out the street name that I live on. I'm like, how do you know this? He's all, everybody knows. I'm like, who's everybody? All the police? I guess all the police know the street I live on, and he was proudly saying where I live, like he was trying to scare me.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Yeah, I just think that you need to know this. Thank you. I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Petropoulos is one of the officers that was involved in my son's killing or manuals.